little struggle. We had to, it gave us a little problem to really get support, but I think we have all the pastors in this area, they're behind the program now. They support Rosebud, except for maybe one or two exceptions, but the majority of them do accept the idea that Rosebud needs to be kept alive because it has, it brings the legacy of Dr. Young to the forefront. I understand that right now there is a push made through the Senate uh, to put this Dr. Young's life into on the big screen. They're playing, preparing, and making a movie about it. And so we were very happy that this could be done. I remember, I think it was about 6 years ago, we were having a caucus meeting up in St. Louis at the center. And Dr. Harrison, he was there. He was the president at that time. But he approached me and I told him that I had retired, but I was the chairman of the Rosebud committee. Then he said, "Oh, Dr. Young, oh, Rosie Young, that's, yeah, I read, I've been reading about that history." He said, "That history really needs to be made known unto our church and to be kept alive." And I was very happy to hear him say that. And Susan Hill from Detroit came and told me that she and the committee people had gotten together and going to try to pursue the idea of putting this into a film. I was very happy to hear that. And I told my committee, I said, well, we just need to support it. Because the only thing I hate is we didn't come up with the idea, you know. But nevertheless, the idea has been brought up and it is being supported by Senate. I think Senate has given them the first 75,000. I don't get the first 75,000, but they have given them 75,000 to help out in producing this movie. So that would be that would be a great tool in the hands of the church to provide keeping Dr. Rosa Young legacy alive. We the Rosebud Committee is indeed a blessing to a lot of people in this area and also other areas. They come to, we have an annual worship service and Thanksgiving services every year done around the end of September. And people come from all over for their worship services. And they're excited to be there. This year, the weather was bad, it was raining, and one of my brothers who was on the committee worked beside me, the man. I don't think we're gonna have anybody this year. The weather's gonna be too bad. I didn't say anything. I didn't put him on there. I just went on. And, people started coming, and they was coming, and it was still raining, and it was still coming. I was smiling to myself. I said, "Oh," I said, "It turned out to be a whole lot different than what some folks thought it was gonna be." And people were there, and they were out, and they were excited. They always be excited. They enjoyed it. They were giving them some fellowship and some worship, praise, and thanksgiving unto the Lord. Thanking God for remembering the work of Dr. Rose Young. We had about 175 people at the worship service this year, and the offering, I believe it came to 4,000. Doug Ramsey helped me out on this. He's the treasurer of that group. I don't have that figure right before me, but I believe it's 4,060 something dollars. $4,120. Yeah. Okay. So the offering came to about that much, and right now we are involved in is keeping the property up, keeping the place up, and presentable. And we give out scholarships and grants. It's not that much, but it is something that we hope will inspire those people who are still struggling with those Christian education schools, to try to keep them going. You know, those Christian day schools has always been a foundation for the black ministry, because through those schools, most of our pastors who are in the field today came in, uh, 15, 10, 15 years ago, uh, came through those schools. Uh, so we just praise God for those schools, and we just giving them something. Well, we would give more, but we don't have more to give. But we do try to let them know that we are partnership with them, that they are not just struggling out there by themselves. The exterior has been painted. I think I brought that up at the last convocation that we had. The um, like I can't read these words, but uh, but anyway, the exterior painting of our building is complete. The committee members provided the labor. The cost of paint and rental of paint sprayer and other materials came to about $800. We just thank God for the Clergy Caucus because they donated at our, last time I had the caucus, I think they donated $340. People who were gathered here at that time. I think other people, some committed, some uh, pledged, but I don't know whether they ever met those pledges or not. Dr. Ramsey, he would have all that information. But nevertheless, we just thank this group who donated $340, so that has been used, so that would enable us to go ahead and finish painting on the outside. Our next project will be to repair several of the windows and replacement of two of the doors. I went by, I know some of us remember him, Professor John Moss. I went by his place yesterday, and he donated the doors, and I took them down to the old church yesterday. So the doors are there, so we just need to go down there and have them installed and replaced. We want to thank all the congregations and all the other groups and individuals who continue to support this project with their prayers, finances, and attendances. I want to thank the Memorial Committee for all that they do, all that you do rather, in carrying out this mission and keeping it going forward. Together, let us all thank God that He allows us to participate in the mission of His kingdom. This is a great privilege that God grants us, and I hope that we show our appreciation by giving thanks to Him and by doing whatever we can to continue to see that this thought, this idea of Dr. Young and her sacrifices is kept alive and enlightening the minds of God's people. Okay, I think that's about covers my report. I just like to emphasize that we must be about recruiting young people to get them involved in God's church. You know, I see that there is a lack of that. Okay, if I can pick this back up, okay, I'll get your hand up. Okay.
You got a question about Rosebud?
I want to speak to his concern about recruiting young people.
Okay, we'll have time for that. We're not ready.
Oh,
we
okay.
do.
All right.
And stay.
Put me on the agenda.
It's fine.
Put me on the agenda.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to close with that thought in mind because that's what the committee keep foremost in this business on the table is the recruitment of young people for service in the kingdom of God. And I find out as I go around a lot of times churches, I find out, seem to me like young people sort of left out, pushed to the side. And I think it is high time for us to bring them back to the center of things and put emphasis upon the young people and the youth. Because this is this is the reason that we're suffering today, because I think too long we've left them out. Just kind of push it away. So I hope that God can give each of us spirit to continue to remember them and to move them into the spotlight of our church and keep them involved in all the programs.
Thank you, Pastor Wiggins. Any questions of Pastor Wiggins?